Yeah, boy. お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Here comes the airplane.
Try me, bitch.
Oh no.
Oh boy, I hope Essex impressed Enterprise Sama with that, otherwise she will start talking about her again soon. Anyway, welcome boys and girls to the Essex guide nobody waited for. In this guide we gonna talk about her beautiful performance and her blank expression in battle. But anyway, let's start with the history lesson first. Essex is an American aircraft carrier and the lead ship of the Essex class. What a surprise. She got launched during World War II and is the next big class after the Yorktown class. Her main role was in the Pacific, where she assaulted some islands from the Japanese. Later in the war she had a job to cut the supply lines. Then she joined the carriers Wasp and San Jacinto to strike the Marcus Islands. For a long time she had success, but we know what the Japanese loved doing back then, and she got kamikaze hit. She got a direct hit and huge damage. In the process 15 men got killed and 44 wounded. She was long in repair, so long that she got only some minor mission before Japan surrendered. After the war, she still was commissioned for combat patrols, but not for long, since she got decommissioned soon after. She also served in the Korean War, but that's mostly it. I could talk about her more, and how she was used in NATO, but I don't want to waste too much time. Lastly, she got scrapped in 1975, since there was no use for her. And small side note, the crew of Apollo 7 was on her. But anyway, let's finally talk about Essex and Azur Lane. She is a event only ship. That means that Nick is a bully again, and does event exclusive ships only. Back then you could only get her by gacha. It was this event where Teha got introduced. Essex has the rarity super rare, what makes her look like a good ship, and damn boy, she is. Impressing Enterprise with that is pretty easy for Essex. So enough with the talking, let's get started with her stats. First of all we check out her aviation. You got the second highest aviation in the entire game. Only Saratoga is slightly better, so with that even passing Enterprise. I don't know why I talk about her so much. I probably got addicted to her, since Essex talks about her non-stop. Anyway, you have great damage potential, and with you pair that with your skills you have godlike damage per second. I would even say she passes Enterprise, since her damage and her skills are really great, but enough of that, we can talk about the skills later. Next on is her HP and Evasion. Health point wise you got over 6,500 hit points, with that you are pretty much in the top 10, to that you've got an Evasion of 54 which is average, but hey, you can't have everything great, with that you've got good survivability. If we just had heavy armor, but we know how we can change that. No, I was just joking. Lastly, we have her AA. Essex anti-air is good, only getting passed by some retrofits and Nippon ships. You will take down many planes, even that many, that even Essex herself wonder how this is possible. I mean, look at this face. She probably thinks again how she could impress Enterprise Sama. So finally done with the stats. Now the skills. Essex has 3 perks. 3 of every type. The first one is Valorous Avengers. While launching an airstrike, you launch additional torpedo bombers that inflict flooding damage. The damage is based on your aviation and yours perk level. In addition to that you deal 10% more damage to battleship, so be ready to deal massive damage to them. Next on is Covering Formation. This perk is incredibly powerful, since it makes Essex even more powerful than she is. For every equal Union carrier you have in your fleet, you get a 5% increase in AA and aviation. This by its own is already nice, but now comes something balanced. Every time our enemy planes gets shot down by your planes, you get an increase in aviation by 3%. That can stack up to 5 times. So in total you can have a 30% increase with 3 CVs. PLS don't do that. But hold your horses, because we can increase that boost even more, not by Essex, but Baltimore, because Baltimore has the adaptive tactics skill. You can increase the AA by 7% and your aviation by 15% for exchange in firepower. So in total a 45% aviation increase. Yep, this is balanced sky cancer. The question is it worth it to exchange the extra firepower and evasion for more aviation? I would say yes, since Baltimore would still be a powerful ship, and to that, we haven't heard Essex last perk yet. Her last perk is Absolute Evasion. This perk only activates if you have more than 4 American ships in your fleet. So if you are a pleb like me and have 3 American cruisers in the front, you're good to go. You get a 12% chance to decrease the damage you take from any kind of bombers to 1. A perk that comes really handy if you play against the Japanese cancer. With that we got the skills. Let's finally check the equipment. For the fighters you take Grumman Hellcats, as they are easy to get to have great damage output. I wouldn't suggest you getting fighters without bombs, since you have huge aviation increase from all the perks. Next on are the dive bombers. For that you would normally pick the Douglas BTD-1 bombers. They have good damage output and normally everybody has them, since you get them, but there are better ones, and that are the Curtis 2B2C Helldivers. They have the highest DPS of all the dive bombers. You can get them by tech boxes, but somehow I never got them there. The other way is by farming maps, which is a lot easier. And now the torpedo bombers. For that you take Fairy Barracudas and that's it. There is nothing more to think about, since they are the best torpedo bombers as for now. Well, looks like the planes are finished. Now the auxiliary. For the first slot you take like always the steam catapult for the plus 100 aviation. For the second slot you take of course one more catapult, since her skills get boosted even more. With that we got everything we need. Now the question, is Essex good? Yes. Is she overpowered? Maybe, but she is definitely worth a pick, since her potential is incredible. And now don't turn the video off, because we gonna celebrate my 10,000 subscribers 1 month after I reached it. Anyway, I will do a giveaway for that reason. There will be 3 copies of Azur Lane Crosswave that you can win, so you can finally see your waifus there too. Just write a comment with the hashtag giveaway and write why Shropshire is the best waifu, and that's it. Just don't forget to like. I will decide the winners in the next video. Until next time, your Nick.